the original plan, like when we first moved, we moved in here a bit like, not by chance, but we didn't think we'd get in when we did. So we were a bit caught unawares of like what to use the space for. But yeah, we want to do a community space with giving out food. We are giving out food to people. Obviously, it's quite hard to organise such a space. Lots of people have got lots of different ideas, and just to try and organise it non-hierarchically and stuff. So it's difficult, and we are sort of getting there, but it takes longer than it should, especially with all the pressures of the security and having to go to court tomorrow and everything. Yeah, well, I guess we'd have some like residency. We'd have some like space in which people could, who needed somewhere to live, could live. Obviously, that's quite fraught with difficulties as well. But like, but yeah, we'd like to be able to take. We have so many rooms here. Take as many people in as we can. And if we had more time and more space to set up, like our organisational structures would be able to, like properly accommodate these people. At the moment, we're kind of torn between just letting people in, whilst not really having the structure in place to deal with like a quickly growing population. I brought a friend. So last night I took a friend to do 2 different squats to a place in South London and to here, and to both of them they kind of remarked that it was like the only kind of place of calm in like the whole of London that they've kind of been to, for both of them. And it was quite, I mean, not so much, I mean, the other place especially, you kind of step through the door and then you like into a lift and you go up to like a few floors and out, and then all of a sudden there was this like bubble of like warm, like smoky music room in the middle of an otherwise really dead corporate neighbourhood. Well, yeah, we obviously have, it's quite unique here because we have a room down the bottom which we can open up without opening up the whole building. My dream would be to have some kind of lectures or reading groups type thing. I think we will definitely manage to get at least 1 or 2 events, sort of big food events in before we get moved out. It depends what the judge says on tomorrow morning. So, I mean, the idea is to have some kind of deliberative democracy type system based around consent. And consent there not as a simple kind of mathematical majority consent, but as conceived as a kind of buy-in from everyone. So consent could be conceived of even where there isn't total agreement, because we're all in some wider project. Yeah. I mean, just taking up space is resistance. I mean, when people go on, I mean, at least the original Pride marches were taking up space. Of course, it's completely different, but like, taking space off of anyone is a form of power. Holding space is a kind of power. Whether it be mental space or physical space. And so even us holding this kind of building in central London, even just for a few hours. I was at a protest maybe like a year and a half ago, and we were able to like hold a bit of central London for maybe like an hour and a half, like maybe 1,000 people. And that felt really something special. Of course it was futile, the police were always going to break through the line. There was no like, no question of that, but like, just that idea of holding this kind of scraggly bit of grass just for a few hours seemed quite important. I think it's similar here. So even if nothing comes of this, and ultimately nothing will come of this, I mean, we'll lose in court tomorrow, and the bailiffs will turn up at 6 o'clock Monday morning or whenever they turn up, and we'll be out of here. And this place will be left to rot for another few years until someone else squats it again. But we're taking up space. We're causing them to have to deploy kind of some physical means to get us out of here, which is the same as arguing with someone when they come up with some fascist argument.